Ciao and welcome. Today's dish is about great flavors and affordability at the same time. I will be using king prawns, which tend to be expensive. However, to keep the cost down, I will be using frozen fish, which is more accessible and affordable, and also we'll be using very basic ingredients. So hopefully the meal will be delicious, affordable and accessible to most. Great! Let's dive into making this mouth-watering dish, and I will start by prepping the prawns. By the way, if yours have got heads, remove them for the delicious juices they hold. Not the case for me today. I am shelling them and set them aside in a bowl. Now, on to creating our flavorful fish stock. Drizzle some olive oil into a saucepan and toss in the prawn shells. I'm on the hob now, and firstly I'm letting them brown beautifully. Once they are golden, add a splash of cold water to create a rich stock and bring it to a gentle simmer for about 10 minutes. Once our stock is ready, strain it into a bowl and set it aside. Let's move on to the veggies. Slice the courgette into charming half moons, around half a centimeter thick each piece. And don't forget the shallot and thinly slice it up. A little tip, by the way, opt for a small red onion if you fancy, but stay clear of the overpowering white ones, which could be too strong for this dish. Now, onto our star ingredient, those prawns. Slice them up into half centimeter pieces, though you are free to go with your preferences, of course. You can leave them whole or cut them in half, of course. In a non-stick pan, heat a drizzle of oil and toss in the prawns. I will let them sizzle and brown for a few minutes and then I will set them aside. Into the same pan, drop the shallot to stew, and there is no need to add any extra olive oil. Add in the courgettes, season with salt and a generous amount of pepper. They will bring out the flavors beautifully. Once the courgettes are tender and beautifully brown, reunite them with the prawns in the same pan, just a minute together, and then it's time to turn off the heat. Now, let's add a little magic to our fish stock. A small teaspoon of smoked paprika should do the trick, but feel free to switch it up with saffron for a tangy twist. I'm sticking with paprika to keep things budget friendly, but also to give our dish that lovely red color and rounded flavor. While our linguine cooks away in boiling salted water, I will reduce the cooking time by a couple of minutes. And once the pasta is just before al dente, drain it right into the pan with our prawns and courgette mix. Finish off the cooking by adding our paprika-infused fish stock, ensuring our pasta soaks up all those delicious flavors and gets that beautiful paprika shine. It's looking really good. Give it a good stir for a minute, then it's almost ready to plate up. Drizzle with a little olive oil and sprinkle generously with the chopped parsley. Parsley pairs perfectly with seafood, but of course feel free to experiment with any other herbs you like. Now, let's make it look as good as it tastes. One last touch and our dish will be ready to impress. And I'm absolutely salivating. Buonissima ed eccezionale. Ciao, buon appetito!